Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 29, Orbs, on January 29th, 2022. Mr. Lee, welcome. Scotty, Jen, Icon, Sandra, Ruthless, welcome to everybody. Ernie, thanks for coming. Uncle Bones. Well, so has anyone here seen orbs themselves? I guess that's a question to ask. Um, because a lot of these videos are interesting. Some are not interesting at all. Sometimes people try to pass off what clearly looks like dust or bugs or something as orbs, and a lot of times it's not. It just isn't. A lot of people have funny claims about orbs too, and some of it's hard to believe. Whoops. Saw ball lightning. Yeah, that's cool. Orbs above your tractor. How can you be sure? Like, do you have a theory what they are or what they were? I mean, it could have been just dust or bugs or something. My tags works. I'm not sure what that means. It wasn't dust. I cut my I cut my pastas. What is that about cutting your pastas? 10 boys here. Welcome. He says, "What's up, you sexy bunch of beautiful people?" Timmy Boy in the house. Welcome, Timmy Boy. Need spaces between golden green orbs. Huh. Get it adjusted here. Um, so I don't know. It's not beyond, to me, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that some of these orbs are an entity that something that you could call a spiritual entity. Um, Possibly. Some of it could be some kind of electromagnetic phenomena. Some of it could be glitches in the camera equipment. It's hard to say. And of course, a lot of the stuff is just mistaken identity. It could be, bugs, dust, birds, something. Scotty believes they are friendly spirits attached to memories of the past. Uncle Bon says, Lockbeard seen Tinkerbell size came. Tinkerbell size came in window between me and girlfriend through wall. We both seen it, not bug, white light. Mr. Lee says, I've seen a green orb a foot away from my face, Lockbeard, and it looked like it had a face. The dog saw it too. Jen's here. Welcome. My guy, what's up? Says Timmy to Scotty. um, found a few videos to look at. This first one, it's from a channel that has absolutely nothing to do with paranormal typically. But they had something that appeared to be a strange occurrence happened in their garage. The channel this is on is called Rambling Around. I'm going to show a pretty large portion of their video, but if you want to see the whole video, it's on the channel called Rambling Around, and the video title is White Orb on Security Camera or Just a Bug. It's from September 14th, 2020. And I sped it up a little bit to save on time. It's perfectly watchable with a little bit of speed on it. I'll bring it up here in a second. Scotty says lens flare phenomena doesn't apply when there's 3 orbs 9 foot above my tractor in the dark, and mine all had faces. Yeah. Lens flare is another one that might fool some people. Everyone that comes in here is too intelligent to be fooled by lens flares. But but you've seen it. People, they're looking out their car window and they're seeing a reflection, and it's a street light reflecting off the glass or some bullshit. Mayreed Hasketh, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Cut and paste. The scene and the one saw were in a haunted location. Yeah, again, this is another one of those phenomena. I'd sure, if I could, had the equipment and could afford the time to just go out purposely looking for stuff like this and see what I could find, that would be cool. But I don't. Although I do have a new trail cam on the way. I had to get something that was like your standard wall. I don't know. I have limited experience with trail cams, but what little I have, I know one thing. Never buy any of that crap at Walmart. And most people will agree. You buy a cheap trail cam, you're going to get, cheap piece of crap. And it's not going to last very long. Like I said, I only used mine twice before it broke and wouldn't work anymore. This last one. Tim Boy says, I don't know what these orbs are. It's a lightning bug orgy. Yeah, I think the lightning bugs could be another misidentification, for people who aren't very familiar with them. They see it, this light out there, and they don't know it's a damn lightning bug. I'll try not to let chat get ahead of me. Yes, need a space in between each. Don't know if it's a disembodied being stuck here is conducive. I mean, possibly. Or, it could be just some other kind of life form entirely. It may not necessarily be, the ghost of a person or any kind of living thing that we know. It could be just some other type of entity that exists only in the spiritual side. I mean, I don't think we can just assume that everything in the universe is, going to exist in our physical world. In the middle of my yard under a timber structure, no reflections anywhere. Papa Craig's here. Welcome. Says, how did all these wonderful people meet me here? I didn't have far to walk. I don't know, man. Mr. Lee says, you too slow, Papa Craig. Same boy says to Papa Craig, what's going on, bro? I mean, in case y'all weren't, like, if I say, I'm putting everything on screen because some people just listen, so I kind of try to help them, like, know what the hell's going on by saying, like, Ruthless says, would be based on a body, hence life form is moot, in my opinion. So I try to do that to make sure they know it's not like if I just read your comment, then the person that's listening might think it's something I'm saying. It's not. Hopefully, everyone that does listen to me, which is not very many people, but hopefully they all understand that I am reading the chat a lot, trying to yeah. Ruthless says if it is some form of energy and is some sort of sentiency, then questions beg. Yeah. I mean, it may be sentient, it may not be. Maybe just like the spiritual equivalent of a dumb animal or even a microbe. It could be completely stupid, or it just could be just a fun phenomena that has it's not alive. But it moves as if it's alive because it's traveling the eddies within a field, a magnetic field or something. Who knows, man? It's just so many possibilities to consider. What I hope to find out one day is what I want to know the answer to all these paranormal questions. I want to know the answers. Game Boy says, I know it's swamp gas. Nemo's here. Welcome. I hope y'all are staying safe, he says. I hope they are too. Stick in between. The Bat Mom's here. Welcome. She says, hey, party people. Ruthless says a perturbation if you like. You haven't been watching Ken at all, have you? Hopefully everyone picked up that sarcasm. All right, so I'm gonna play this video, and then we'll talk about it. Yep.
And I start getting alerts to my phone about a security camera. We have security cameras around the shop. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, God, it's probably bug again. We do get bugs like moths, shit like that. Get those all the time on there. So I flip my phone. And then I had like 3 of them on there that were definitely moths, but they were from like, hours ago. But it's giving me like bing, 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 notifications. So I click over the live feed, and it was odd. It looked like a little white ball kind of floating around the shop. It was peculiar.
So then he texted me or messaged me the video.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, dude, this is strange.
He's like, you see this? And I got a notification too. And I looked earlier and I could tell there was a moth around.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, yeah. No, so he's like, did you see that? And I go, yeah, I saw the moth. And then he sent me the video. And I watched it. I was like, that's not the moth.
Now, I'm kind of practical thinking, dude. I was kind of like, it's a spider. It's the spider in front of the camera.
Because, I mean, obviously, we do video work all the time, and we know that something can be in the foreground, and it'll make the angles look weird, things can seem odd. But it did look like it was like up and down levels.
It did some weird stuff, but again, I'm going with it was a spider on a web. Although I will concede that when I went out there and I looked, there was not a spider web there, which is weird.
So anyway,
weird, but I'm still thinking it was a spider. But
we took a camera and went down there and just looked and checked it out. And we checked it out in like kind of in the low light first to see if we could see all the light flying around or anything weird.
I will add the weirdest thing about this is I watched the live feed on my phone
as we
drove out there 2 miles from my place here. I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, thing's still moving around, whatever. And then I hit record like I did on the clip that you'll see in a minute. And when I hit record, we got out of the car and then we opened the door to go downstairs to check it out. I'm still thinking it's a spider, whatever. But then it was peculiar because I'm on Wi-Fi and I'm watching this thing on my phone while we walk downstairs.
150 meg Wi-Fi, by the way.
And I walked downstairs, and the recording stopped, and the live feed actually stopped, and we didn't show up on our own security cameras, which is that's kind of an anomaly on its own.
Something concerning. We're not showing up on our own security camera.
What's that mean?
I'm on Wi-Fi. Why am I not on our security?
So y'all are hearing the echo. I don't know why I had it covered. I thought.
Camera.
What the hell's happening? Look at it.
I will admit the camera going dead was weird.
So the moment we walk in, that thing is no longer on camera, and neither are we, and that creeped me out because
that bothered me. But I'm still going with it was a spider butt.
Spider that controls cameras.
That's
No,
it's
kidding.
spider web.
But anyway, we just thought we'd put the video up. You guys can watch it, make your own. You can tell us it's a log, you can tell us whatever you think it is. Let us know.
YouTubers, it's a video. We're gonna post it. I'm going spider. Do you side with me on spider,
or do you think it's like an orb like that people talk about?
Agree with Bigfoot's Foo Fighter guy.
All right. So, what do y'all guys think? I think I could see the spider web at some point. I think spider might be the right answer here. But it was interesting that when they came down, they weren't showing up on their video camera live, and then later on in the video, I stopped it already though. But later on, they go back down and checked again to see if maybe they lose signal as they come down the stairs or something, and they didn't. They walked down, and there they were on the camera like they're supposed to. So there was more than one weird thing going on here, and maybe that wasn't, it wasn't clear though. It looked like there may have been spider web there, but maybe there's some other phenomena that may be similar in appearance to spider webs to the human eye, because the human brain is trying to make sense of what it's seeing, and it just goes right to spider webs. So I'd have to say inconclusive on that. And with the lack of the video camera showing that, like it cut out when they were coming down the stairs, that's another issue. And then also he looked for the spider and the spider web in front of the camera, and he didn't find any. Papa Craig says, okay, in 1968 we saw 3 blue tinted orbs about the size of volleyballs hovering on a mountainside. At the same time, 3 creatures screamed at us from a ways around the mountain. Interesting. Hopefully when I put the earbuds in, it got rid of that echo. I thought I had the other one covered, but I guess not. Jimmy Blanton, HKCC, welcome to the chat. Better? Okay. Team Boy says, bro, this torture kill the echo, please. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll just put the earbuds in when I play anything else. Let's see here. Local show growing up. Echo. Local show growing up. Nemo says, hello to everyone. And they mama, please folks, take your shoes off and make sure to use a coaster. Enjoy. Mayred says, I'm good, thank you. Hope all's well with you. Jimmy says, drop in for a minute. PV on tonight. A lot of orbs that I've captured on film while out ghost hunting are bugs and dust, but I have come across a couple that had me scratch. Yeah, some of them it's hard to say. Well, they're inconclusive, or it's like, okay, this is not something normal. But that's the minority. Brian says, yo, 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 the party can start. Brian and Chewy in the house. Welcome, Brian and Chewy. Go hiking. Mr. Lee says, Mr. Pat has one on video, but he ain't showing it. Yeah, why isn't he showing that? That's, I don't know. Saving it for a special or something. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm gonna call that one kind of inconclusive because it's a little weird. They lost their video. That they didn't show up on camera when they came in. But there was a point there where I could swear I was looking at a spider. But yeah, let me get rid of that one. Let's see. Got some news reports of orbs that are interesting. See if I can bring another video up. Nemo says, blue orbs, probably just bugs, but perhaps mini aliens from the planet Zoltron on a recon mission, trying to figure out why the Seahawks didn't run with Lynch on the 1 yard line. You're talking sports. I will be completely useless when it comes to talking sports. I've never been interested in. I know next to nothing. I'm not sure what sport you're talking about there. Is it you talking about pool, tennis? I'm not sure. I know you're talking about football. Pat knows a lot about the orbs. Sandra Pink knows a lot about the orbs. Oh, really? Jimmy says, I meet with a young lady who sent me a video a couple of years back, claimed she had fairies on camera, had to come investigate. Turned out to be mosquitoes frying on a bug light, and the smoke from them was distorting the image and looking like balls of light. Good gosh. Yeah. See, but it's things like that people laugh. They see those mistakes and they're like, they laugh at the whole thing. You won't even consider that there may actually be some real phenomena taking place. So, okay. Hopefully you can't hear, because I think the echo you were hearing was coming from the earbuds. So if I put them in, I think you'll be okay.
Pastor Monzel says as he was sleeping one night last week, his home surveillance camera motion detector kept going off. So from bed, he pulled out his phone and looked at the living room.
This orb, this imagery just hovering in my living room.
No one else was there. It wasn't a flashlight or passing headlights. And Pastor Ford thinks it was too big to be a dust particle. He walked into the living room watching the live feed on his phone.
But when I went out there, I couldn't physically see what I'm looking at in the live feed. So now I'm like, whoa.
The orb came and went for hours. At one point, splitting into several shapes.
That's when I'm like, nope. Come on here.
Pastor Ford has been haunted by some of the things he's seen as police chaplain and while working his own street ministry. But nothing has spooked him quite like this.
If it's physical, I can stand it, I can challenge it, I can approach it, I can deal with it. But when we're talking about things that just floating and disappearing,
this man of faith says the odd occurrence has certainly led to a lot of spirited debate. But so far, he has no certain explanation.
If I know what something is, I'm okay. But it's the unknown thing that throws me off.
We asked Pastor Ford if he and his family are comfortable staying in their house with all this going on. He says they're certainly not about to give up their house. However, they're more than willing to give up the ghost.
Ha, 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 ha. I don't know why there's an echo. Normally you don't have that, right? As long as I got the earbuds in. I tried wrapping my hand around the microphone. Did that help at all? I don't know. The way this one moved didn't seem hold on. The way it moves doesn't seem like a natural movement of like a living thing, or like I would think a spirit would flow around.
Splitting into several shapes.
That's when I'm like, nope. Something's going on here.
So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. Some light shining in from somewhere. Ruthless says, no, WTF is a bomb cyclone. Did you hear about iguanas dropping from trees in Florida? Yeah, they were talking about that on somebody's show. On a Moog show, I think. Anyone in Florida, you should beat those things in the head. Iguanas are an invasive species down there. So take the opportunity to freaking eat them. I mean, kill them and then eat them. Mr. Lee says that's not an orb. Nope. Ruthless says lynch flares. Yeah, this is probably not some kind of entity or, yeah, reflections of some kind. Yeah, sorry about that, Ruthless. I don't know what the problem is. I don't think I normally have this problem, you know, if I have my earbuds in where you can't, you know, hear the earbuds through the microphone. Never saw them do that. I don't know about this one. Yeah, the only thing that's kind of weird is where they split, where the lights split. So that's kind of weird. So I don't know. Just the way it was moving made me think it was just some kind of, you know, object or something, not even a bug or piece of dust or something like. But I don't know. Still unexplained. I just don't think it's anything paranormal. Not an orb, Cassandra. Nemo says, what that an orb splitting? What was that? Mosquitoes who just went through a divorce? I wonder who's getting the furniture. I don't know, Nemo. I don't know. But yeah. Got another news report here. I think this one's hold on. I mean, you kind of need to be able to hear the audio, but I mean, I guess if you just see it, that's good enough. I'm going to try covering the microphone again. I don't know why you guys are hearing an echo. I could try hitting mute on StreamYard here, see if that helps. Icon says the Ruthless, it's a dumbed down variant of explosive cyclogenesis or really strong low pressure system with an almost hurricane low center. What? Mr. Lee says, "What is Orb and Sasquatch connection, Lockbeard? Many have seen them together." I know, that's one of those claims that people make, and an answer would be nice. I don't have it. Seems like wasn't there somebody that said that the Sasquatch appeared to turn into an orb or whatever, and then people saying the orbs go into trees, stuff like that. So maybe, who knows? Maybe it's associated with Sasquatch, or maybe it's just another thing that's out in the woods, and the Sasquatch just happens to be out in the woods too. The two may not care about each other, but sometimes are seen in the same places. I don't know. Michael Haywood's here. Welcome. Purple M representing. What did Icon say that you're responding to? Oh, that I read that. Ruthless says the Icon. Sub-zero temps for good measure. Holy fuck. Did it actually get below freezing? Because if it gets below freezing, those iguanas will die. It can get cold and they'll just kind of numb them up and they fall out of the trees. But if it gets below freezing, it should kill them. Uncle Bone says, "I know you don't get along with Iron Dogger, but on her 3 a.m. remote Alaskan playground results, name a vid at 3:05 timestamp. Great orb footage later at daylight shows where it came from." Cool. I may check it out. Papa Craig says, "Did someone let Michael Haywood into our chat? That's really nice." Oh yeah, he can come here. Jimmy says, "Have a good one, folks. I'll be live at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight on my channel. Later, guys and gals." Awesome. Mr. Lee says that Jay Birch saw a big orb outside his tent when he had his Sasquatch encounter, but he doesn't talk about that too much. Is it just because he's too spooked by it, or I don't know. I haven't seen any damn orbs, so I'm wondering why that is. I've spent plenty of times in the woods. Way more than the average person. He won't say hello, says Ruthless. Who won't? Michael? All right, I'm gonna try and play this video, and I'll just hit mute on StreamYard, and hopefully that solves the problem.
It's a phenomenon that has staff at the U.S. Spacewalk Hall of Fame Museum fascinated. On 2 separate occasions in just the last week, an orb-shaped object has been spotted by surveillance cameras. This video, which has garnered more than 500 views on YouTube, was taken last Tuesday in a room filled with artifacts, memorabilia, and photos from the Mercury and Gemini space programs. Watch as the mysterious object comes into frame, leaves, then comes back before suddenly disappearing. In this video taken Friday, you can see it quickly moves around toward the bottom of your screen before vanishing once again.
We can't explain it, nor can the fella who put in the system for us.
Charlie Mars is president of the museum and says in both instances, the lights and air conditioning were turned off, which is why he rules out that what you're seeing is a glare or floating dust ball, like some staffers think it is. This is his theory.
There are many items in here that were brought in by people who no longer are with us. They could be coming back to check on it.
But Mars says this type of unexplainable activity is nothing new for the Space Museum, which just moved into this 100-year-old building after spending the last 10 just down the street here.
We have had a number of things like that that have occurred over the past 10, 12 years that we don't have an explanation for.
Some wonder whether it could be a ghost in the historic building, which once served as the original county records facility. But for the staff here, whether it's a glare, dust ball, or perhaps the spirit of Neil Armstrong, it's something for them to talk about.
We love having something come in that is unexplainable, and it gives us a chance to interchange with each other and talk about what it could possibly be.
In Titusville, Justin Mormith, Local 6.
Well, what about that one? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Joe's here. Welcome. Icon says no to Ruthless. No, low barometric pressure at the center of the storm system. Also a rapid low central pressure drop rate, i.e. losing 25 mbar 24-hour, which is one of many attributes. Guess you're still talking about the Florida weather. Yeah, I was hoping that would solve the issue. Try to catch up in chat here. That's it, no echo. Good deal. So I guess I'll just have to mute my mic because I didn't think I normally would have that problem but anyway. Michael says, hey Joe, great show last night. Ruthless says to Icon, no, just know that weather seems to be getting on the steroids last few years. Thanks, Sandra. And did I welcome Hobbs? Welcome, Hobbs. He says dust. Joe says it's dust. Mr. Lee says it's an orb for sure. Yeah, I don't know if I can say for sure what it is. Good deal. Papa Craig says it's a dust orb. Icon says Ruthless, been kind of chill around here. About time. Ma nature shares in the wealth. Yes, I did. Was that some new materials? I've gotten so much from you. I still don't think I've gotten around to looking at everything, but thank you. Batman says it's a fairy. Sandra Piper says we are to have a hard freeze from 1 to 9 a.m. in Central Florida. Really? That's going to, well, it's going to knock back a lot of invasive species that aren't supposed to be there that do not like freezing temperatures. So that'll be good. But unfortunately, some of the native species will have a hard time with that as well because Florida doesn't drop that low. Not in the center anyway, that often. That's weird. It's colder down there. It's not going to get down that low tonight here in eastern Oklahoma. Right now it's 57 degrees. And it looks like it'll drop a little below freezing tonight. It'll get down to 26. So that's a weird situation for Florida to be colder than Oklahoma. Try to set up this next video. Let's see. Hold on just a second. It's another news broadcast. Getting ready in your fishing rod. It's kind of cute. Orbs, says Nemo, question mark. Maybe they are how the DMT elves send emails. Really? Batman says, I can't tell orbs from anything other than bugs. I assume you mean bugs there. Yeah. Batman says, I'm an expert. I know these things. That's the story I'm going with. Go wet a hook. Teach a man to fish and you get rid of them for the whole weekend. Okay, bring up this next video. Glowing object caught on surveillance camera. Let me see what Joe's got to say here. He says, my wife and I have only seen what you could call an orb twice. Don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't anything supernatural about it. What about it? Is there a particular reason why you say it's nothing supernatural? Or is it just, I mean, is it just that your worldview is that everything is explainable scientifically, or because when I use the word spiritual here, there's a scientific explanation for what people call spiritual from my perspective. So it isn't like it's a magical thing, but it might seem magical to people who don't understand. I mean, that's why I mentioned Ken a lot, because Ken's out there trying to teach people how the universe really works, and it would just take a tremendous amount of time. I'm not trying to duplicate it here or anything too much. I might talk about a little bit of it, but he's already done it over on his channel, and so if people really want to try and understand, how the spiritual fits into a scientific world, then that's the one place I know of they can go and try to sort that out. Mr. Lee says, I came to YouTube to research orbs and found Sasquatch. Too many orbs and Sasquatch encounters go together. I still don't have an answer. Yeah, hopefully one day we can find one. It's just that we got a lot of, the water is muddy, and the water is muddy because we got a bunch of people out there who are using paranormal phenomena to make money. They will spread any kind of bullshit narrative as long as they can get people over there watching and giving them money on their channels. This is why they're banning people from some of their channels, because they can't have you in there asking questions and challenging their guests, because then future potential guests will be less likely to agree to come on a channel that allows that. They will want to go to friendly territory. And that's why this is why I'm on the warpath against these types of people. I mean, some people think I'm just, I don't know, being an asshole or something. No, these people are being assholes to me, people who want real answers to the questions. And I see roadblocks to those answers. I see people spreading bullshit and soaking up money for their own purposes instead of, legitimately wanting to go after answers to these questions. I'm going after them. I will have no problem telling you, when someone is a problem. So when I say someone's a problem, you might want to look a little closer. Give it your own assessment. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really want to go into that tonight. Yeah. Why are they different colors? No idea. Mid-South Sasquatch is here. He says, "What's up, Lockbeard? Welcome, Mid-South." Hob says, "I've never seen an orb. However, I've seen what looks like a white feather falling in front of my vision quite a few times. Never anything on the ground when I look, though." Papa Craig says, "I don't know, Miss Lee. I only saw them once, long time ago, and 3 Sasquatch were nearby for 2 hours." It could be that the Sasquatch were just interested in the phenomena themselves. Or maybe it is associated with them somehow. Maybe it's something that they are responsible for. But how does that explain orbs in people's homes, though? Because a lot of times there's no Sasquatch involved with orbs in people's homes. Joe says, "Yes, Lockbeard, I have no evidence that the supernatural exists. Also, people need to understand that there is a distinct difference between paranormal and supernatural." Yeah. Yeah, I kind of prefer the word metaphysical, but, even that's going to confuse a lot of people. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, you're going to call this spiritual probably. Moneymaker, Standing, Ishtal. Yeah, those are some of the big names. But, like last time I mentioned a particular name, and I know that's going to upset a lot of people because look, a good salesman is going to talk to you nice, going to have a big smile. He's going to make you feel comfortable with him. You're not going to, he's proficient at making you trust him. So a lot of these people, you might say, well, he's the nicest guy in the world. Well, of course he is. He's trying to smooze you. But, if it's a fact that a person is a snake in the grass, it's just a goddamn fact. I'm sorry for the bad news. But, there it is. But yeah, even Moneymaker, it's like, when I saw that name, I was like, all right, now they're just fucking with us. Of all the people that could have been, on a Bigfoot show, I don't know. It's like, seriously? You can't make this shit up. Pop Craig says, "Scotty, are those the 3 men I admire the most? Father, Son, and Holy Ghost?" Mid-South says, "A lot of people who get orbs in their photos or videos are lens flares, but seeing with my own 2 eyes, I never have." Yeah, that's... if the person can see them with their own eyes. But the problem is some of these metaphysical phenomena may not be something detectable by the human eye, but our technology can see that. Our technology is able to see some things that we can't see with our own eyes and then put it on the screen so that we can see it. You know, it's just, we're smart enough to make shit like that. So I don't know, but it would certainly help me if I see it on the camera and I see it with my own eyes out there. Okay, now I know there's actually something out there instead of something going on with the camera. But that something could be light hitting something out there. You know, it could be something completely just, somebody shining a flashlight or something. I don't know. Just Mid-South says both Moneymaker and Standing have been caught hoaxing Bigfoot and video, so I don't trust either of them worth a grain of salt. And that's what I'm saying. If someone has even one instance of pulling some kind of hoax, why is it? I mean, look what happened with Biscardi, wasn't it? That was it Biscardi that did it twice? And people still trusted him the second time around. Made tons of money. Imagine what we could do if all that money being flushed down that toilet could be, used by people that are legit. How many people, I'm sorry, I'm going to drop the name again. How many people are going over the MIB's, or LIB's channel, MIB, trusting that they're getting, legit, honest, material? And some of it may be legit material. It's just that I know for a fact he stole, and so there's a character flaw right there. And, he's talking about this mind speak stuff. Well, it's a convenient thing to use the mind speak thing to suck in those people that desperately want to believe in mind speak and that Bigfoot's this magical thing that does these crazy psychic things. So the scam artists love to use mind speak to suck those people in. And it's just, it's a convenient thing. How do you, you can say, well, prove it. It's like, well, how am I supposed to prove psychic stuff? Well, that's convenient, isn't it? That's why it's such a wonderful tool for the scam artist. Put the boots to those guys. Three wise men, they are not. Maybe the Three Stooges. Your dog saw the orb too. Yeah. Approach being bad reviews, killing elk in his videos. VPXM is here. Welcome. Just think how many grandkids I could spoil with that money. Well, hopefully, if it's earmarked for Bigfoot research or some kind of paranormal research, you would your grandkids would get it because they're helping you with a paranormal project, right? That's how it works. Mid-South said Biscardi bought the fake Bigfoot from Moneymaker and didn't find out it was fake until he publicized it, but should have came out with the real story then not after. Cut my hair. Making 2021 games. Truckers in Ontario, the lot. Yeah. Go freedom, truckers. Joe says, oh, by the way, for the record, Randy Brisson says I am an idiot and a clown because I don't believe he has little people in the forest who put spells and curses on people. Yep, I'm the clown, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, what he's describing could be legit. It's within the realm of possibility in the scientific world, legitimately. We probably wouldn't call it curses and stuff like that and spells, but that's the best way he can understand it. But but I mean, he just shouldn't be. You know, he can't produce proof though. So, you know, if you can't produce proof of your claim, you can't just call someone an idiot because they don't believe your freaking claim. You know, that's just ridiculous. But Randy Brisson, huh? Yeah, truckers in Canada. Does anyone remember the Australian truckies? The truckies down in Australia were doing their own protest many weeks ago. And the media was trying to keep that quiet as well. Scotty says, nah, Joe, I know a garden gnome. These beautiful people with purple M insignias. Heck. Joe says, Thomas Steenberg caught the man hoaxing. He has no legitimacy. Brisson, awesome. Well, in that case, sayonara to the guy. Him. Yeah. But you know, some of these people, you know, there's just one I've been, you know, this guy, I gotta come at it. I think I gotta come at it real careful, but I'm definitely gonna say something about it at some point. But it's not. I mean, there could be hoaxing involved. It depends if someone's willing to do something unethical in this paranormal world. They're probably going to be willing to hoax as well, even if the things that you've caught them doing aren't straight up hoaxing. You know, so like there's another person that I'm talking about. I'm not going to say the name right now, who stole audio, claimed it was them in the audio, you know, along with the sounds of Sasquatch. And then when they were caught and called out, they tried to say they mixed up the files on their computer. There is no way in hell you're standing in the woods recording and have an experience hearing Bigfoot, and your voice is on that recording, and you don't know that you know, you don't know that that's you. You know, you don't know that recording. There was a voice in the recording, but it was not the person claiming this was them. There's no way they made that mistake. They tried to say they got their files mixed up on their computer. Bullshit. And then some other individuals in this community helped them lie about it and claim that they make that claim that they just mixed up their files. It was a mistake. It was not a mistake. No, I can't see how anyone could possibly believe they made a mistake. And then these other ones, because they're close with this person, help them lie about it to all of you. And they are looked on pretty favorably in this community. We're supposed to trust these people. I don't think so. And no amount of freaking threats and bullshit that any of these assholes, some of these ones out here will that do this is it ain't gonna work, assholes. It ain't gonna fucking work. VPXM says, totally agree, Beard. It's like asking to prove love. LOL. Yeah, truckers are starting something big worldwide now. Yeah, if all the truckers just get together and say, look, you know, we are a people, a worldwide people, and we have power. You know, we can help save the world. You know, now some people might complain because, you know, there isn't some shit on the shelves that they want, but if all the truckers just say, you know, and stop, all they got to do is park. They don't even got to do a convoy. All they got to do is park and throw the keys out in the field. maybe call their boss, say, sorry, boss, it's not you, it's the government. You know, game over. You know, what's the government going to do? They're gonna go force everybody to, you know, put sanctions on those people. Say, look, you know, we're going to take your house or something, or, you know, what are they going to do? How far are they willing to go with their totalitarian bullshit? Haywood says, Randy said he was just practicing throwing rocks. Nemo says, within the real realm of possibility, almost anything can be within that, unless you're talking about a square circle or a married bachelor. Is it within the realm of probability? That's the better question. Yeah. Scotty says, happening here now. Finally, it's all about timing. The media is hiding it too. Randy said that he's just practicing throwing rocks. Michael, yeah, I'm sure he would say that. Going to ask you about that. Remember, Thomas said he caught him throwing rocks. It's happening all right. First the capital, then the major cities. Things are just warming up. And everybody needs to be ready, okay? Look, the shit could get bad. It could, I mean, it might, we might be able to make our governments back down from their bullshit. But if they don't, look, the American government was willing to kill over 600,000 Americans in the Civil War, you know, just 100 and, what was it, 60 years ago now? You know, those people do not care about us. They're supposed to be, they're not there to look after us. They're there trying to control us and make us think that we got freedom. And don't believe any of that. Those are power hungry assholes, almost every last one of them. End of story. And they lie. Jimbo, welcome. BPXM says, yeah, that'd be a first for me, seeing cops show up and force someone back into vehicles. Yeah. Hopefully shit like that don't happen. I mean, you know, some cops don't remember who they work for. They're not there to control us. You know, they're there to protect and serve. Now, sometimes that means you got to get control of a murderer or something. That makes sense. But they're treating people who are not doing anything that's actually wrong in a free nation. They're treating them like criminals. You know, like marijuana laws, man. That was not a legitimate law in the United States of America. Absolutely not. You should have freedom to use that shit if you want to. I don't like it. I've never tried it. So I guess I should say I prefer a clear mind, right? Clear mind. But I think every other American has the right to use whatever the fuck they want as long as they don't hurt me. And people smoking marijuana doesn't hurt me. So, but America had that kind of criminal legal situation for a long time, and people were getting killed over this. You know, who's gonna answer for that crime in our government? No one. No one's gonna answer for that crime. How many people died because of the marijuana prohibition, and no one's gonna pay for that crime? Marijuana prohibition was a crime itself. The government had no right to do that shit. And you're talking to someone who I would prefer if people just didn't use it. You know, that's, I think, you know, I prefer a clear mind. You know, I don't need that. But you have a right to do it. You know, it's not like I'm whatever. But Joe says, after 44 years of investigating this phenomena, I am totally tired of the BS people put out. That thing I saw was no portal jumping, cloaking, interdimensional alien. It was a higher primate like us. Yes. Sasquatch are not all the same, though, says Mr. Lee. Scotty says, we have the power in numbers, not the government. If we could transfer sheep into lions, this would be so fucking amazing. Yeah, a lot of people are sheep. A lot of people want to be kept, man. A lot of people are perfectly happy to be kept slaves. And just sit there and receive checks from the government just to sit there and exist as long as they, you know, bend over and take it. 1%. But that is not a logical answer. Yeah. Well, yeah, because, I mean, the reality is how do you know? You know, you don't know, you know, they're not all the same. Well, I mean, that's, I guess you could say, yeah, of course they're not all the same, but you can't say that if your intention in that statement is to say that, well, some of them jump portals, some of them don't. Well, we don't know that. We just don't know that. Some people claim that, but you know, I haven't run across anything that I could say is conclusive evidence of that. And then, you know, just using your logical mind and knowledge of science, you know, you can look at maybe the PG film and say, look, you know, there's something walking in that film and it looks a certain way. And so, you know, piece together your knowledge of the natural world and so what's the likely answer to what that is, you know? And so you don't jump directly to, well, it's got to be some magical thing, right? You jump right to, well, just like any other animal you see that you never seen before. Well, it looks like, you know, say you see some kind of deer, it's a new species. We're like, well, it has the morphological characteristics of the deer family. But it is different enough from known species that we could say that maybe we have a new species of deer that we've just discovered. We don't say, well, that deer is so elusive because it jumps into portals. We don't say that. You know, we don't say it mind speaks to us. We don't say it, you know, it cloaks itself like the predator. We don't do that. So why are people doing that with Sasquatch? It's just a hell of a jump to make, especially when you have no other examples, zero of any other creature being able to do any of that shit. So we got to be careful not to get carried away. Scotty says, I honestly believe, Joe, that they have powers of mind that we don't because they aren't fucking brainwashed from day one. I mean, within the realm of possibility, but we just, until someone proves that these powers of the mind exist at all, you know, they may not exist at all, you know. So, and since we haven't proven Sasquatch exists, how can we say that it has any kind of powers? We can't even prove to the general public that it exists yet. So how can we know anything about it? I mean, hell, you know, the thing could be, you know, some robotic construct by some aliens, you know, you know what I mean? It could be anything, but the logical mind goes to, it's just a very closely related creature to us. That's what the morphology seems to show. I see no evidence of portals and all that stuff. Not a monkey 9 foot tall. Yeah, it's not a monkey. Clearly human characteristics. Wisdom Lee says Mr. Lee. He probably does. 9 foot, 400 kilograms, 4 foot wide. These are beasts, not some portal jumps and pansies. Yeah. And I'm gonna, you know, I know I did a live stream some time back, you know, kind of talking about it called it big underestimation, talking about the numbers of Sasquatch, because I've seen that subject come up again on another show, and it keeps coming up. So I kind of want to address it a little more, maybe next week, I don't know. and try to give some of my, because I can't cover everything. There's too much. There's just too much going into to why I say that they could number as many as 1 million. And a lot of people are like, there's just no way. Or they're like, no, there totally could be 1 million of them out there, but I don't want to get into it tonight. Devil's lettuce. Mid-South says, just to say this at a few people, just because something is flesh and blood doesn't mean it can't have supernatural abilities. Every Cree Nation would tell you that Sasquatch are spiritual beings. Brandy's here. She says, how can anyone state so matter-of-factly that Sasquatch don't have any special abilities, and in the same breath say we can state anything as fact? There are no experts. Well, there's no experts. No, we can't say like definitely they don't have special abilities. All we can say is well, what can we infer based on the known facts of every other creature on the planet, so we just can't be jumping to conclusions about portals and all that stuff and mind speak, and we just can't until somebody proves that anything can do that. We haven't proven that anything can do that. So that's the concern, is people, because once some people go down that road and they just run with it and are like, then they start listening to all the shows where they say they mind speak. I heard it. And instead of thinking, well, maybe they don't mind speak, because a lot of people have encounters and there's no mind speak ever mentioned. So maybe a few people who are saying that they mind speak, are actually like schizo and shit, and that's a far more likely scenario than there's a gigantic, hairy, human-like creature that can telepathically communicate with you. It just is. It's far more likely that person claiming that is a little schizo. But yeah, there are no experts, and that's one of the things that that's what I don't like, is we haven't produced any experts. I want more knowledge of these creatures, of orbs, of spiritual entities, of aliens, pure mind and soul, not corrupted and dumbed down. Mid-South says there are no experts in this field, none whatsoever, and if they do say that, they are full of shit. And welcome, Brandy. Welcome to the chat. By the way, I didn't say that. Chessboard says, hey, Lockbeard, Uncle Bones. Saying hi to everybody. Welcome, Chessboard. 12 people here. I never looked at how many people are, because I'm looking at StreamYard and it doesn't tell me. I've never paid any attention to that. So I have no idea how many is normally here. Joe says, Mid-South, I had great respect for my Iroquois mentor, but just because someone is Native American doesn't make them unable to make up answer for someone they couldn't explain. Yeah, I'm a member of a tribe. Look, you look, just because they say, look, some of them are fucking with you, okay? Let's just say that. Some of them are totally fucking with white boy. Just throwing that out there. And, again, you're talking about some people that don't necessarily, because ancient peoples oftentimes couldn't explain certain things with science, so they would come up with, a mystical explanation. So it could be just that's what their tradition says, but it doesn't mean it's fact. VPXM says, Brandy, nobody, I think, is an expert simply because, one, it's a social form. Two, experts only base expressions based on what they think they know. History, real time is totally different. All right, I am getting way behind in chat, ain't I? Mid-South says to Joe, Native Americans live side by side with these beings way before English ever stepped foot on this land. I believe from my heritage of this fact. Well, that's true. And then, but there were, I've talked about this before. European people, of course, it wasn't called Europe at the time. European people existed on this continent way longer than what we call Native Americans did. They were here tens of thousands of years before the people we now call Indians got here. This is not commonly known, but it's pretty well proven. I mean, there's a mountain of evidence for it. There's bodies, there's artifacts, there's linguistic evidence, there's DNA evidence, ton of evidence for it, and there appears to be some level of conspiracy, a real conspiracy to try and cover it up and hide this. But so just throwing that out there. I don't know, but just because these people, because remember, these people were basically Stone Age people. They didn't have any great technology. To think that they truly could explain with, a scientific mind what they were experiencing with Sasquatch living side by side with them, it's just you just can't take it as just this gospel. You just can't. Primitives used to think the sun was a god. Yep. Scotty says 3 million wild camels here in Australia. I've only seen 16, and I've been all over the continent. If they don't want you to find them, they won't be found. Yeah, you guys got to do something about those camels. They don't belong there. They're not native. I mean, I have an idea. Like, if you guys just, because people eat those suckers elsewhere, export the meat, man. Export them suckers, because they're fucking your shit up. I saw an article one time where these camels, because camels do get thirsty sometimes, and they had gone into like a bathroom, like I get, maybe it was at a campground or something, I don't know. Anyway, they gone into the bathroom, busted the toilet off the floor to get to the water. Brandy says, "No, I just want to label the people who have witnessed certain things that might be far-fetched as crazy, not fair." No. I mean, I'm not saying assume that they're that either. I'm just saying, it's one of the possibilities to consider, because we don't actually know. Someone claims might speak. We don't actually know. I'm just saying that when we're looking at what's more likely? Person imagined it, person schizo, Bigfoot psychic, But some people like to go right to, well, this guy seems trustworthy. I'm going to believe him that Bigfoot can mind speak. And yeah. Another day in the life. Welcome to the chat. Scotty says, I believe we got Bigfoot Yowie here. Well, let's see. I don't know how far behind I am. Several packs of camels. Yeah. Joe says the Iroquois believe the earth is on the back of a turtle mid-south. Does that make it a fact? Yeah. Exactly. Actually, there's a tribe in Oklahoma, the Wyandots. They have that same myth as well. But the reality is most of their tribal members don't actually believe that anymore. But I'm a member of the Fuckerwee tribe. Papa Craig says, Joe, at least they believe there's some curvature to the earth. Holy shit. Oh, Papa Craig has popped the flat earth cherry tonight. Doing good, Icon. Hope you're also Midsa says, Joe, you're trying to make milk from water. I'm saying if you go back to what he stopped mid. expert historian, Mid-South Hawaii. Delete your message. Jimbo says, Lockbeard, what do you know about infrasound? Have you ever experienced it or anyone else? I don't think I've experienced it. I know I've gotten out in places and I could swear there's a it's a smell, but it's not a smell. I don't know how to explain it. I thought it was coming from some kind of plant, and it makes you kind of feel weak and stuff. So maybe I was experiencing that. I don't know though. I do not know. Mid-South says, I'm not trying to make everyone believe anything they can't wrap their minds around, but to not keep an option open means you're closed-minded and nothing will make you believe until you've seen it visual. Well, I mean, you want to keep an open mind, but you know the saying, not so open that your brain falls out. You know what I mean? Some people, it's happening because they want to believe all the magical stuff, even though there's just like zero evidence of most of this crap. VPXM says it's like someone wants to be called a UFO expert because they collected enough info. What about the guys that are actually in charge of the craft upkeep? Yeah. We do export camels back to where they originated. They thrive here as a species. Yeah. You guys are going to, and the animal rights people ain't going to like it. The reality is the probably the only way to truly get rid of them is just to go out there and just exterminate them. And it's a tremendous amount of meat running around out there. See, this is one of the things, this is something I'd point out to people. Millions of camels living on the desert. You could look out there, some of these people saying, oh, Bigfoot can't be in this great numbers because there's not enough resources. Dude, there are 3 million camels living in the Australian desert. You know what I mean? A lot more meat can live off the land than a lot of people realize. A lot more animal can live off the land than a lot of people realize. Been there either known Mid-South. There's the known Bigfoot areas in Mid-South. Doing a wonderful job in the snow. Zapped. I might miss some stuff, so yeah, it might be. Joe says, I'm not making light of your beliefs, Mid-South. I personally only believe what can be proven. Brain, says Mr. Lee. Never sense a smell, though, and car bass is freaking loud. It's mind-boggling me. Oh, like from someone's stereo system? Yeah, I had a buddy. He had a stereo system. That damn, it was out. Why in the hell do humans build shit sometimes? Like that, like it would make me sick when he played certain music on that thing loud enough. He busted out like the back window of the damn car a couple times with that son of a bitch. That is not necessary. Michael says, another day, are you knee deep in snow? Time mentions we don't get snow often on this side of the state. Papa Craig says, yeah, Jimbo, I noticed that really, really low bass reverberating my chest when they roar, but not when I've been stunned or zapped. We got it our second time. Bass speakers can produce infrasound. Dang, I was wondering if you got caught up with this one. All right, I'm going to play this next.
Tonight, a Charlotte homeowner captures a mysterious object on his surveillance camera. Check this out. These glowing objects have the whole neighborhood near Uptown talking. This coming as the National UFO Reporting Center confirms a surge of similar bizarre sightings in the Carolinas. NBC Charlotte's Savannah Levins joins us live now. Savannah, you spoke with the homeowner.
Yeah, that homeowner told me he was watching the footage from his home surveillance camera when he noticed something or some things that caught his eye.
And it just flew around. It was kind of strange.
DeGrandevilberg Jr. doesn't necessarily think this was an alien encounter.
Just concerned about it.
But his surveillance video sure got people talking.
It looked like something I hadn't seen before.
We're very interested in these sightings.
Peter Davenport, the director of the National UFO Reporting Center, is intrigued by the video, particularly because several similar unexplained cases have been recently recorded in the Carolinas.
Man, I ain't never seen anything like that.
Glowing orbs alone.
There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh!
Or in clusters.
They're moving very strangely.
Look at this. Oh my God.
North Carolina now breaking into the top 10 states for officially reported UFO sightings at 2,822.
Not a plane.
Of course, many can be explained.
Not sure what it is.
Davenport says people often mistake stars, the International Space Station, or other military craft as UFOs.
Then it came back and then it disappeared.
Burke admits it's more likely these are bugs than extraterrestrials. Still, so far, no one's been able to say for sure what these orbs are or why people seem to keep spotting them.
We appear to have guests, and they appear to be here on a frequent basis.
The UFO Reporting Center has a website that tracks sightings. There have been several in our area just in the past few days. And guys, just because we weren't able to find a logical solution tonight, of course, doesn't mean there isn't one. But for now, it will just have to remain a mystery.
So what were those lights? Categories differences based on how they perceive light with their eyes, sound with their ears. Yeah. If you look at that a lot of stick and tree structures are almost exactly done as the Indians built them, or is it vice versa? Yeah. Well, I mean, until someone can actually witness Sasquatch building tree structures, even if you can prove that somebody built it, you haven't proven that Sasquatch did it. You've proven that, proving that it's not something that just fell, Like if you can prove that somebody constructed it, it could have been a person. Could always have been a person. You have to actually prove that Sasquatch has done this at least once. Is there any video out there of Sasquatch building a tree structure? Legit video anyway. Aren't we all tuned to I don't know. Spaceships are everywhere, says Mr. Lee. They still report it as, oh my God, UFOs. Love these kids. Yeah. Well, maybe it was. Who knows? Pop Craig says, I used to pay attention to all that kind of stuff, Scotty. I just don't care anymore. I don't see. Another day says, I do see sky orbs in my area often. I never knew there was, believe, Bigfoot connection with them, but I have heard the ET connection. The weather mod gods just won't leave y'all alone, will they? Oh. Used to wonder if it was true, Papa. Jimbo says, no way, Mr. A would come on over, man. 75 here. Oh, and next live stream. Mr. Lee's been watching the sky. Barbecue is fired up. Oh, already? Or no, you're not talking about the show. Okay, so there's this channel that some of you may know called Gary Reed Unfrequented World. And he videos weird stuff sometimes. And he's done a little bit of orb filming, you know, or lights really is what this stuff I think is. But let me bring up. Yeah, I'll bring up that one. Yeah, I'll bring up that one. Let's see here. Mid-South says, Mr. Lee, don't watch this guy too much. You'll miss what's going on in front of you. It's a dumpster fire. You can watch that too. Jen, you're welcome here. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think this guy is actually seeing. Watch the sky for decades. Problem is, most you can capture it's just lights or smears, and then you're supposed to categorize it from what general public talks about. You don't want Scotty. I'm not sure etiquette is on other people's lives. Should I post it? Well, you can't post links. It won't let you. It won't let you post links. You can talk about it all you want, though. Stop by and pick me up on the way to Jimbo. Mid-South says to Joe, nothing's been proven yet, not even the existence of Sasquatch. So what we both believe to be true is still unproven. Exactly. All right, I'm going to mute and play some of this, and I think I know exactly what he's seeing, but you tell me what you guys think. Oh, I probably should tell you he's been hearing like snaps or twigs breaking or whatever from the woods by his house. So that's what he's had going on. Then he left his camera out overnight, and this is what he caught.
So you'll notice that the snapping, cracking sound happened again right before whatever that anomaly is appears. So I actually heard it 3 times. Twice before I started recording, and then once during the recording. And this was about 20 minutes into the 2-hour recording. And that's all that I found on that tape. There was nothing else there, no noises, nothing. So strange. Let me know what you guys think.
All right. Let me catch up the chat here. Frequencies. They're talking about the Schumann resonance. Can't discuss it. I can't disagree with that. Mid-South, says Joe. So y'all saw? Could y'all see that? Could you see the red light in his woods? So what do you think that was? Another day says, I feel like Bigfoot and shadow people phenomenon seem to have a lot of similarities. Mid-South says, I mean, I've seen this being up close, and yes, it's flesh and blood, I've also been hit with infrasound, have had time displacement happen to me, and other mysteries. Joe says the only thing I can say, Mid-South, is that existence is for me personally proven, but everything else about them is up for debate, I guess. Bigfoot is new to me, though, says Another Day. So anyone have a guess on what he was looking at out there and what he was experiencing? Black light somewhere. See if I can get it backed up to where you can see the light. Yeah. See that? Barely see it. Red light there. Kind of low in the center of the screen. And he's hearing, these snaps, twig snaps. So what I think, and it's not moving. This is not a moving orb. So what I think of course, he didn't go out and check. Like someone commented on it, like, did you go out in the daytime to go see what was there? And really, what he should have done is just gone out there then with a flashlight to see. But I think this is when he left the camera out, so he would have had to go later on the next day or something. But yeah, Another Day, that's exactly what I think he's looking at. I think the trail cam, that's a trail cam, and the snaps he's hearing is probably the damn deer. Everything that cracks a twig in the woods is not Sasquatch. But apparently, like, I couldn't find it. Apparently he did go out there later when someone, asked him about it, but I couldn't find it. He said he was uploading the video for it, but I couldn't find the video. Knock that down. And so this is another video from him. This is Gary Reed, Unfrequented World. Not going to show the whole video, but if you want to see the whole thing, just go over to his channel. But we'll look at part of it, because this one, I don't know what this is. Let me see here. Get that popped up. Enlightened Mank is here. Welcome. VPXM says, thinking of getting one of those infrared add-ons for my phone. Just don't like most have such crappy resolution. Only good for checking your cold spots in the house. Yeah. All right. So see what kind of theories you guys can come up for.
What? I don't know what that is. Okay, can you guys see that on the screen? I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. There's a freaking light in the bush behind Tom's house. It's not moving. I got up to let the dog out and I saw a light where there has never been a light ever. I'm standing on my deck in bare feet in a bathrobe, and it's cold. Let me tell you, it's cold. That is bush. There's nothing but bush right there. The camera's having a hard time focusing. Okay, what is that light right there? We can see the bush between here and the light source. I don't see anything moving. I don't see, the light isn't flickering. Just keeps seeming to get wider and wider. What am I looking at? Like I said, it's cold. There's the snow. Here's the covered portion of the deck. And I honestly don't know what I'm looking at. There's the light behind me. I don't know what it is. I've been out here 20 minutes. It's not moving. I can't take it anymore. My feet are frozen. I gotta go get dressed. Gotta go take a look over there. I ran downstairs and got dressed. Nobody. Stay. And now it's gone. I friggin' knew that was gonna happen. I ran downstairs, got dressed, and thought I better just check on this before I head out into the woods. I know you can't see anything on the camera. It's dark. So there I'm pointing the camera at Tom's house, and as you can see, there isn't a light on over there. No one is up yet. Pitch black over there. It is not Tom. And if I scroll back to there, that is where the lights just were. 300 yards in the bush behind Tom's house. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I don't really want to run back there right now. I don't want to run back in there right now. I didn't see anything moving like a flashlight. It wasn't like somebody walking. It was just a stationary light with a bunch of little lights off to the side. Okay, what kind of host would I be if we didn't go check this out? There's nothing here. Back there's my house. I'm 90% sure I'm standing within 50 yards of that light we were looking at. I think it would have been right there behind me. Wasn't a person walking with a flashlight. That thought crossed my mind, is this somebody trying to break into our garages? I watched it for 15, 20 minutes this morning, standing on the deck, freezing my feet off, I know.
Okay, so VPXM says, Lockbeard, is it possible he's viewing through his camera where the camera is just picking up his neighbor's outside camera infrared light? Well, you could see it with the naked eye. At least that's Dead Cat Radio saying hi to everybody. Welcome. Chessboard. The Germans plundered a lot of shit from the Middle East area. Talking about speakers still. Dead Cat says that guy's clearly a fraud. Well, we don't know that. He's getting a little excited about light, though. People kill me with their videos. If I can't figure it out, I'm going to get close enough to. Yeah, well, he did go out there this time. Sorry, neighbor. I thought I saw UFOs in the backyard. Just checking it out for you. Yeah. Welcome, pyromedic. This liar set up a shot with a torch. Well, you can't say that. You don't know that. I don't believe in dead cats. That's that chat, says Michael. Yeah, all we know is he saw light. Joe says pussy. That was Tom's grow lights. Let's see here. Try to catch up in this chat. Man, y'all are so tricky. My grandson's 7th birthday. Catch y'all later. All right, take it easy, pyromedic. More speakers and amplifiers. Icon says, what the fuck does dude have on his head? Dog hairs? Is that Dog Man? He's messing about. I have devised. Why name the name change Hive? What? Had to be composed in that. I'm going to start doing a new show. House tricks in your end. What's up, Mogion? We're doing some amateur orbs and lights in the woods debunking. Glad to see that the pro is here. Looked like a flashlight. Well, it wasn't moving though. That's saying, why is it so green? Why would a flashlight be that green? At first, I thought, even though it was kind of bright, it was too bright to be foxfire. But at first, because it was stationary green light in the woods, I was thinking, well, maybe it's foxfire. But it was too bright, and then it disappeared. Well, foxfire is not going to disappear. If he walked out there, he's going to find the foxfire. Second channel, bro. How are you? Taking a break for a few weeks. The other day, don't really know. But I feel more comfortable once I figure out things out better. Use StreamYard. Mid-South says Todd just replaced a bulb that's been burned out since before he moved there. Yeah, but the light disappeared. And it was multiple lights. Like, it was probably hard for you guys to see, but there was like a larger spot, and then there were several smaller spots. You're no pro? Come on, man. You got a lot of experience in this field. That you will dig, I think. I'm good, bro. If you have a chance, live techie. So it was a moon sinking below the edge of the flat Earth. Well, it's funny you should say that. One thing I thought, because I think it was really close to dawn for him. I'm not really sure. But so what if he was actually catching like the sunrise, but it was green though. Like maybe he didn't realize that he could see the sun at. Because if anyone pays attention, I know flat earthers don't, but if anyone pays attention, like like this place where I park all the time, like I'm tracking the sun every day. It sets along the horizon, and as the time goes on, the sun sets here, it sits there, it sits there, it sits there. Midsummer, and then it starts going back down this way in the wintertime. Like I'm watching the sunset all the damn time, and so it may be pretty easy for someone to not realize that there may be a place at a certain point in the year where the sun, when it's rising or setting, can peek through the forest. It just happens to be able to peek through in this one spot. Maybe it's between a couple of hills or something, who knows. But so I thought maybe that might explain it, but it's green, so I don't know. If it's early enough, be happy to help. Beatles covers. A little experience. Yeah. It'd be nice to figure out a way to come up with some protocols. The Earth is round. What's that up? Come up with some protocols for working out orbs. Is it a bug? Is it inconclusive? Is it foxfire? Is everybody familiar with foxfire, by the way? That stuff is cool, man. Papa Craig says, careful icon, bad mouthing Beatles is hard on my old heart. It's like a quaver. Minute. Black Rebel. Quavers are not keto, Mank. Yeah, you don't want to do non-keto. Sorry, Mr. Lee, I still haven't managed to stick to keto. I keep eating crap here and there. I'll go back and forth. Keto, not keto. Carnivore, and then not carnivore. Everyone calls me Moggs. He's the Moggs. Because you was told it was round, don't mean it is. Oh, Mank, what about you? You were told it was flat. You don't know it. You haven't performed experiments that prove it. So you really ain't got a point. You can't tell someone, well, you believe that because you were told that, when you believe the opposite because you were told that. I've seen foxfire before, Lock. Have you? I've never seen it myself in person. I'd like to find some and maybe try to cultivate it on purpose, just because it'd be cool, but where's your guitar? I did keto for 3 days, couldn't hang. Yeah, you gotta ease into it. Like track, write down your macros on all your food, right? For a while, see what you eat. So if you go to McDonald's, let's say you go to McDonald's, you shouldn't go to McDonald's, but if you do, you can look up online and find out, how much carbs it's got in it, how much protein, how much fat, and keep you a food journal, and then keep, total it up for the day, and then the next day, just keep track of it for a while, see what you're eating, and then set a goal to reduce your carbs by half. Don't worry about fat. Do not worry about fat, period. In fact, if you eat more fat, that's good. Trust me. And I'm talking about animal fats, not plant fats. And then, once you reach your goal, set a goal to eat, half of what your average has been for the last 10 days or something. So you do 10 days, figure out what you eat, figure out what your average is, and then set a goal to keep it under that. So, So it'll make you plan and choose and make selections. You got to keep your mind in it, because people don't think about it. They just eat crap and they don't think about it. You got to get in the habit of thinking about everything you put in your mouth, and then meet your goal and hold that for a couple weeks, and then set a better goal. If you're down to 100 carbs a day, then go down to 50, and then try to get down to 30. And then you got to ease into it. Raw eggs and raw milk for a meal. That's good stuff. It looks blue to you? It looked green to me. Maybe one of us is a little colorblind. I don't know. Poison, simple. Yeah, for the most part. Fake pictures that NASA say that are edited. Do you say that? But can you show me any Can you show me any pictures of the flat Earth? Because at least we got. Hey, even if all the pictures are fake, which they're not, at least we got pictures. Where's your picture of the flat Earth, man? Never seen foxfire, but I have smoked a coon out of a hollow tree. All right, see you evening, rest of your weekend. You too, Ben. Boy, chat's just a flying sometimes. I'm gonna show some foxfire here in a second. Because you say he was looking at foxfire out there. If he didn't go out there, imagine how many people saw some green lights in the woods and was too afraid to go and see what it was, and it was probably just foxfire. Although typically it's not that bright. It's not supposed to be that bright anyway. Oh, you are colorblind? Gotcha. Well, that'll explain it, I guess. Grains, bread, pasta are my fave. And I have fasting. I usually do this January or March and then start hardcore. Okay, well, like either fast or just eat whatever it takes to fill you up. Like, don't do like a lot of people. I've seen it year after year in the gym. They'll reduce their calories and then their metabolism will adjust to it, and then their weight loss will plateau, and then they have to crank their calories down a little bit more, and then their metabolism adjusts to it, and then they get it cranked down to a point that you can't hold there. You can't. And then they crack, and then they eat a bunch of food. Their metabolism's down here, but they ate this much food, and then they gain all their weight back plus some. And then every year they start out a little fatter. So this is what your graph looks like. It just bump every year, and the bumps get higher and higher and higher. You lose weight every year, but not as much as you gained. And then overall over the years, you just keep gaining weight. So don't do calorie restriction. Don't do it. Don't count calories. People have been told this whole thing all this time. Oh, it's calories in, calories out. That's all you need to know. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. But it's about what you're eating, not how much you're eating. Your appetite will deal with that on its own. If you go to 100% meat diet, you will have no problem losing weight, and you will eat until you're not hungry anymore every day without a problem, because your hunger level's way less. You'll eat less volume of food. I proved it with my tracking all my food and what I was eating. I proved it. I'd be eating and I just wouldn't want to eat anymore. My hunger levels went way down. So how full you feel has nothing to do with how much food's in your stomach. Nothing. I mean, unless you're packed full, and then it's a whole different thing. But you had to pack yourself full because the hunger wasn't going away. The hunger wasn't going away because you're eating the wrong shit. And Shave Their Legs. Do they now? Dutch Girls. They're both excellent albums. What the hell I'm doing? Keto seems more consistent than whatever the hell I'm doing. Yeah, it's like breaking yourself of a hard drug another day. It's very hard. It's an addiction. You just called me out because I do feel like I'm having to bust ass harder and harder every winter. Oh, did I? So I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, I just watched it happen to everyone. It happened to me because I was believing that shit back in the day. So just looking at things and thinking, okay, something's wrong with this plan. It doesn't work because it gets harder and harder and harder. And now I've gained back 30 pounds, but because I've been going on and off the diet for a couple of years now, I haven't stuck to it. But I'm still 30 pounds lighter than I was at my highest years ago before I did some intermittent fasting, occasionally 2 days fasting, because once you build up to it and your body gets used to it, it gets easier. And then going keto at first, and then getting into strictly carnivore, getting rid of plants entirely. You do not need plants. If someone tells you you need plants, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Sorry, but they don't. Yeah, the carbs cause extra hunger, but also something else that's going on is that your body isn't getting the nutrients it needs. So I think that's what it is anyway. I think it's crying out for you to eat more because you're not getting proper nutrition, and you can't get proper nutrition unless you eat adequate meat. So I think that's where some of the hunger is coming from. My hunger dropped drastically when I went to pure meat. It's the most essential ingredient for a healthy life. Absolutely. Fatty red meat. I was eating 25 to 30% as much food as I did before in life. I mean, I dropped 70 to 75% of the mass of food I was eating. I was weighing everything out. I was eating somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 75% less food, and I wasn't hungry. Like, there was no problem. I wasn't starving myself. There was no calorie restriction. I just changed to, now it took time to get adjusted to it, but yeah. Yeah, showing weather balloons, show the flat horizon. Dude, you don't understand geometry. I'm sorry, dude. The horizon can do nothing else but look flat unless you get to a high enough altitude, far enough away from the spherical object. Because wherever you're at, you got that spherical object. Wherever you're at, it doesn't matter. You have to get pretty far away before you can see it. That it's a one big circle all the way around you. It's a circle. The horizon is a circle. It is a curve. But the problem is if you're too close to the spherical object, you're looking at it from the inside, edge on. So it has to look flat. It has to. And you just don't understand geometry, man. That's okay. Most globe earthers don't either. Super hard time getting off the carbs. Yeah, it's really hard, Mike. I don't know how to look at a picture. I'm letting myself get up to 160 and then I'm down to 150, which is usually when I call it. I was shocked and was like, oh, hell no. Are you female? I guess I don't know. It seems quite light for a male, but it could be. Queen carbs is hard to do. Ribeye, says Mr. Lee. Yep. We did buy 15 pounds of steak and some slabs of salmon, and that's mainly what I've been eating lately, and some type of green veggie. Yeah. Well, and again, if you have any kind of health elements, it depends on what it is. Sometimes them green veggies are causing some of these health problems. It just depends. I don't know what you're struggling with. Not everyone seems to suffer from eating green vegetables, but some people do. It's something you actually do not need to eat at all, ever. Like you do not need to eat vegetables. That's one of the lies they've told us. VPXM says true that you simply cannot get certain minerals, vitamins from not eating meat. Yeah, that's why vegans are like usually just these sickly looking things. Medium rare. Yeah, you may need some proper meat. If you can eat liver, man. You may need to figure out how to cook it in such a way that you can eat it. Cook up some liver and onions. Maybe it's the type of because they say that your typical factory farm liver doesn't taste as good as grass fed from a grass fed cow. But like I was eating it, at least once a week at this restaurant up here where I was, and was perfectly good, man. I was loving it. Quadrophenia, spherical objects, orbs. Can we get back to orbs? Yeah, really. Sorry, Jen. Mank. It's Mank, always Mank. But I think wasn't it Papa Craig that popped the cherry on that though? If we stopped using potatoes as a filler in every meal, imagine how many carbs the body would be without. Get rid of potatoes. But I've had people argue with me though. It's like, you need the carbs for energy. I'm like, have you ever heard this term gluconeogenesis? This is the process by which the human body produces the exact amount of glucose that your body needs every day endogenously inside your body. You do not need to eat a single carb. Period. Your body produces what you need, unless you're sick. If the Earth was flat, cats would have knocked everything off the edge by now, and that's probably the number one piece of proof right there. Joe's got it. Mogian likes his vegetables, and by all means, keep eating them. I still like them. I like occasion. I mean, like I said, I've been way off the diet some. Today, if I told Mr. Lee what I ate today, he would have a heart attack. It ain't like I'm sticking to it. I'm just telling you what people, if they want to achieve optimal health, like with the vegetables, like Dr. Jordan Peterson, Professor Peterson. A lot of people know who he is. He's a psychology professor at University of Toronto. He's a controversial figure, but he was having some serious health problems, and it turned out he gotten everything down to meat and greens, and his daughter figured out that him and her both and their family, they had to get rid of the greens because the greens were causing these serious health problems for them. So like if you're having some kind of health problem, it may be something to look into to get rid of them, but most people, I think, can tolerate them all right, but they may not realize that vegetables are causing their problem. They may not, because you're eating it every day. How do you pinpoint the problem? And the doctor ain't going to tell you, because the doctors don't seem to know shit. They know what the medical school told them to do and say, and prescribe. Taylor feeding my Dan just to stay away from them. Well, and that may be one of the last carbs to get rid of. Get rid of soda pop, sugary beverages, all that shit first, and then get rid of bread. Start with the pastas and the bread, and maybe keep the potatoes for a while and ease into it, and then maybe make your potato portions a lot smaller just to get your fix. Maybe you can never get rid of them entirely. Maybe you still got to have a few tablespoons of fried potatoes with your breakfast every morning. I don't know. To keep you from losing your damn mind. Hey, look, and I understand. I used to create just carve up just this mountain of potatoes that you would normally would be a little bit much for a normal family to put as a side to their meal. I'd make this huge mountain of fried potatoes and onions. Huge, got the biggest deep frying pan we had, and I'd make these huge piles of fried because I love potatoes, and I'd eat the whole damn thing. Smother a bunch of cheese, salt the shit. I used to put Worcestershire sauce in the oil so that my brothers wouldn't eat it. I love Worcestershire sauce. So it's been hard to give them up, but a lot of times I don't eat them anymore. Rare. That's the one thing I can't eat is liver. Yeah. Well, I mean, my previous experience with liver is usually it tastes bad, but I've got like that restaurant here. I forget the name of it. It's on Route 66 coming through or here by Tulsa. They cook just a good liver. I had it damn near raw one time. I told them, so look, I need some rare ass liver, and it was good. So I don't know if it's where they're sourcing it or what, but yeah. Can't get past the taste and texture. Yeah. Ribeye is the best medium rare. Is best at me. I eat mine blue, Mr. Lee. Have a hard time getting the cooks to cook it blue because they don't understand. Like, dude, I'm basically asking you for a raw steak with just like a 5-second sear on each side, if that. The day I am too. Absolutely love my favorite drink. I don't know how to stop either. Potatoes are the worst best friend my waist has ever known. Yeah, but if you can get rid of all the sugars, like sugary beverages and all the pastas and bread, like all the grain products, you might be fine on then just have a reasonable portion of potatoes once a day, and you might be do 1,000% better. You don't if you can't go the full 9, then if trying to go the full 9 just makes you end up back at McDonald's again. You know what I mean? Just don't go the full 9. But I'm just saying what's optimal for the human animal. Yeah, but meat is best for you raw. But it grosses a lot of people out. They can't do it. Fresh deer liver and wild onions, Mogs. That's all I know. I've never had deer liver. I need to try that sometime. Taste is okay. The texture is horrible. I'd rather eat Rocky Mountain oysters. I've never had those either. Well, Jen's probably jump ship at this point. We can't seem to get back to Orbs. I don't know. That was all the orb videos I was going to show anyway, but because it's try to keep it 2 hours here. Asparagus is a foul weed, Mr. Lee says. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. Yeah, but I still like to have it every so often. I like it. Broil it with some butter, maybe some bacon too. But get it kind of crispy if you can. It's not bad. I wish it was amazing for a boy from Idaho. Still have trouble with bread and milk. Lockbeard, a while back, we're pricing beef and meats out of the reach of the middle class. Yeah, they don't want us eating meat. They want to try and push us all to be, just carboholics. Because they know that is going to make us sicker. We're all experiencing all kinds of illnesses because we're slowly eating ourselves to death with the crap we eat, and they know damn good and well. So that's part. I guarantee that's part of their plan. Yeah, wrapped in bacon. I guess Joe don't like asparagus. Yeah, some people don't like it. Yeah, Jen don't like asparagus. I hate eggplant too. There, I said it. Have you ever because I used to make slice it, fairly thin, and then put some butter on it and some spices. Put it in a pan and broil it and get it kind of crispy. No breading. You never need breading with that stuff. It's not bad, but I don't. It's been a long time since I've had any because I don't have an oven on board the van. I ain't had an oven for a long time, so I haven't eaten it in a long time. It's probably not good to eat anyway. I mean, the damn thing is poison. Eggplant's poisonous. I don't think you can eat it raw at all without having some problems. And eggplant sliced and fried, topped with Parmesan cheese. Yeah, some people will think they're legit no matter what. Artichoke, says Mr. Lee. Go to the funeral home, pre-Orbs. Eggplant parm is awesome. Yeah, and you could do that. Like you can broil and squash too. Squash, zucchini, eggplant. Slice it pretty thin. Put some butter on a broiler pan or some kind of pan. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a glass dish. It don't matter. And then some Parmesan cheese on it. Pop up. Craig don't like eggplant. Yeah, you're better off without it anyway. Health wise. But I used to love to eat it, broiled until it was kind of crispy or fried in some butter. Use butter. You can use olive oil and shit like that, but butter is always better. And it's an animal fat. Food channel. Yeah. We're not the food. We're not. Well, I guess. Well, we talk about diet sometimes because the dietary thing is part of the reason why people come up with their ideas that there can't be that many Sasquatch out there. And of course, when I'm talking about, I'm trying to show people that humans are nearly, 100% carnivore. Not entirely, but we're designed to be 100% carnivore. And then also over here trying to convince people, like, look, if you look at the morphological characteristics of Sasquatch, is clearly human. It's like almost certainly Homo sapiens human, not just another member of the Homo genus. It's almost certainly human, and it's just a race of big hairy people, which means it's most likely, it's got the same evolution as us, and it's going to be a primarily meat eating creature. It's still going to eat a little bit of plants and some fruits just like us, and some mushrooms, but just a little bit for us. It may be a little bit more for them because there's some variations in us, like the Inuit people, heavy fatty, seal, whale eating suckers up there. If an African tried to eat that diet, they would have problems. And if Inuit tried to eat an African diet, which is going to incorporate a little more plant material, right? And they wouldn't quite work out. So because there is some variations in humans, and for Sasquatch, it's probably going to be a little farther off. So they may be where we. Well, I should say, like someone like me that's primarily Northern European descent may be designed for a 95% fatty red meat diet. Sasquatch might be designed for 80%, for all we know. But they're at least almost certainly designed primarily to eat fatty red meat, by my best educated guess. And So when I'm talking about like how much I ate, how much lower my hunger levels were, because if you're trying to estimate how much they eat, I mean, we don't have enough information to say very much, but I'm just saying, I think people are overestimating the amount of food they would need. Because you had scientists trying to compare them to something like a gorilla. Well, a gorilla don't eat meat at all. It's 100% vegetarian. It's a completely different animal, completely, and it's got this huge hind gut. It's got this fermentation shit going on, and it's a completely different thing. And so they're trying to say compare Sasquatch to gorillas, and they just shouldn't. They should be comparing them to us. And then they got to understand that what we've been told about what humans are supposed to eat is completely wrong. When you're looking at your typical American diet, your average American, I think, according to USDA, eats over 500 or 600 pounds of food a year. And then I was eating about a pound of fatty meat a day when I went full carnivore, and I was doing great. And so what's that, 370 pounds a year? So I'm eating a couple hundred pounds, at least less food than your average person. And more if you compared to myself, because that average includes women and children, and adult males is going to be a lot more higher than that. And for me, it was probably a lot more than your average adult male. Well, yeah, a little bit more than your average adult male. So what I'm saying, it's just a lot of things to factor in here, but food's important. So who wants to be the person who thought that deep frying Snickers was a complete fat bastard? Probably so. Definitely a carbaholic. Not okra, no. Mr. Lee, you don't like okra? Dude, I used to like to boil okra. Boiled okra. I don't know. I just liked it. Haven't done that in a long time either. It's got a little bit of carbs in it, but it's probably not enough to be a problem for keto. But I do know, like, you get those dehydrated okra that fry, it's crispy. It's a real good snack, but it's got too many carbs in it. So, but it's concentrated, all the fluids out, so it's concentrated. It's probably, and it seems like it tastes sweet, like they put some kind of sweetener on it. Usually, eat that fat or freeze. Yeah, yeah. Peanut butter is or boiled okra. Okra, just to pile it on plate. 10 bags of Bombay mix, eggplant rollatini. Is it the veggies or all the chemicals used? It's both. Veggies, like, I don't want to go too much into it, but pretty much all plants have some defenses in place where you're not supposed to eat it. Like, fruit's designed for you to eat, right? The plant makes that nice sweet portion of it so that you'll eat it, and then you don't eat the seed, right? You grab a peach, you're not noshing on that hard ass seed, are you? You're dropping it somewhere. The plants want you to eat the fruits, but like their leaves and their flowers and so like broccoli doesn't want you to eat it. The broccoli is a flower. It's an unopened flower. I don't know if most people fully understand that, maybe, but it's an unopened flower, and the plant doesn't want you to eat it. So it has defenses, and when it's damaged, it produces a chemical called sulforaphane, and that's not good for you. All the plants have chemical defenses, natural chemical defenses, but there's also the chemicals we add to them. So, and then also anything that you're not evolutionarily designed to eat is not going to be good for you. So you wouldn't feed rabbits bacon. It would be bad for them. Rabbits are herbivores / copivores, which they eat their own shit. I don't know if a lot of people know that rabbits eat their own shit. It's part of their process. Kind of like gorillas. Gorillas, part of their process is they vomit and eat the vomit. It's part of their process. So unless you think a human is supposed to do that kind of stuff, sucking on an egg all day, I'm gonna have to go through here fast. We're out of time, really. I did want to look at some foxfire though before we go. Got you hungry? A few weeks mixing it was radio show. Let me see here. Here's a picture of some bioluminescent mushrooms, which they call foxfire. So if someone saw that out in the woods and wasn't close enough to tell that they could tell it was mushrooms, they would and they didn't go out there to see just what it was. Maybe they were spooked by it or something, and they were just left. And it might just be some bioluminescent mushrooms. Joe says gorillas only occasionally eat bananas. They would rather eat the pith inside the tree. That's why they piss off banana farmers, because it destroys the tree. Yeah. So there's something that wants to eat everything. There's some kind of life form is designed to eat just anything you can think of almost. You batter your eggplant. I don't mean to beat them up. I mean, you don't have to batter it with carbs though. You can, get make some egg drench. Some dip the eggplant in some egg, and then put some Parmesan cheese on there instead of flour. Bam. You got keto eggplant breaded with Parmesan. Unironically, the other day, aluminum. That's the way Americans say it. Aluminium would be the proper way to say it. But I was hungry till I found out rabbits eat their own shit. Yeah, I think like they produce two different kinds of turds too, if I recall. Like there's the one that they just drop, and then one that they're supposed to eat and reprocess or some shit like that. White olive oil, panko crumbs. Dog eats it too. Alum and what in the hell? Aluminium. It's supposed to have an I in there, but Americans don't say it. They say it without the I for some reason. Brandy says, my rabbit never ate her own shit. She used a litter box. Now the drywall is a different story. I don't know. She may have done it when you weren't, like, if you may not have seen her do it. I don't know, but I know rabbits can be trained for a litter box. That's pretty cool. Dead cat wants your skin. Aluminium. Yep. Aluminum. Brandy insists it's aluminum. Icon, my dogs do too. This guy, found this video where this guy, I don't want to play a part of it. They'd pulled a tree up out of some water or something. Anyway, they set the stump or the root ball or whatever it was somewhere, and then later on, he saw that it was glowing. So what you're seeing here is not the mushroom; it's the mycelium that's growing in the wood. The mycelium, like the tiny little threads. Think of them as like roots for fungus, but it's tiny little white threads that grow all through the wood. So the mycelium of the mushroom species that produce a glow also glows. Not just the mushroom that you see poking up, but the body of the fungus is the little threads that are. Most people they don't notice, that they hardly exist unless they see a mass of them somewhere. But anyway, this guy. So this guy got some of the pieces of that wood and wanted to show people, so he put it on his channel. It's called Econo Challenge is the channel. But I'll show you the part of the video where he's showing these chunks of wood that are colonized with foxfire mycelium glow. It's pretty cool.
What I've done is I brought this sample back home, taking it out of the Ziploc bag and spread it out on this black Bristol board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the light, give your eyes a second to adjust, and check this out. What you're seeing here is called foxfire. Bioluminescent organisms in the rotting wood are giving off light. And it's very similar to the process that we're all familiar with fireflies. In the comments down below this video, let me know if you have ever seen anything like this. And even more,
Yeah, I'd like to find some of that one of these days. Well, let's see here. Mark Dobbins here. Welcome. Says good show, Lockbeard. Just sat back and listened today. Catch everyone next time. Good day, Brandy. Chocolate covered smart pills. Dogs must be geniuses. Mr. Lee says, smoke that shit. I don't know if you want to smoke that. There's that highlights people's name. I nearly missed your comment. Current channel is a fuck off channel, and essentially practicing for something else I'm doing close to summer, but need to be much more knowledgeable by then. It's a chemical reaction in the abdomen of certain organisms. Yeah, you mean like fireflies. But this one here, this is fungus in those chunks of wood. In this case. Limitations of recording. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. Yep. Glowworms. Yep, glowworms. Those would be cool to see. All right, everyone. willing to invest as much needed to have best pro level everything. You talking about for your channel? See if I guess Central Florida Bigfoot isn't going tonight either. I suppose Lester will be on here in about 25 minutes. And of course, everybody remember Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks is tomorrow at 6. Nikki. Looks like she's talking about Bigfoot cast. Bigfoot cast from the past. So you may want to check that out. And check out some of these guys that are on here. You got Mogian Monster, one of the best hangouts. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. Molly, is Lee still going to be? I saw you were asking Jen to be a co-host. Is Lee going to stop or something? Or and then Chessboard's been giving the best up to the minute coverage of the Clunt monster. So yeah. Anyway, Icon's been doing something over on his channel. I'm not sure. Another hangout, I guess. Would that be an accurate description? We had a mess of railroad worms here a few years back. Says Icon had the local university extension send someone out to record them. No one's heard from Lester today. Uh-oh. Second recommend. Let's talk. No, Lee is still co-host of Sasquatch Speaks. Awesome. Awesome. Long live the Clunt, says Mogs. So yeah, anyone else got a channel you want to plug any at all? Because I'm about to shut her down. We're in about 38 minutes over, but that's okay. We ain't solved shit. We don't, hopefully we'll be able to figure out better what a lot of these orb sightings are, because some of them is kind of, not sure about. Some are pretty easy to figure out, but some just not sure. On Ike, I don't have a horse in the race, mate. Gotcha. All right, everybody. Learned about some good food though. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. See you next time or in one of these guys' chats. Take her easy.